Hello, hello. I've got something exciting for you today. My name is Margaret Ogunbanwo, Maggie. I'm the CEO and owner of Maggie's, and we produce African-inspired sauces and spices. And today, I am going to make you pirate stew. Can you see that? Our little pots of goodness, of spices inspired by Africa, can be used in all sorts of ways, are very versatile and are suitable for vegan, vegetarian and non-vegetarian diets. But today I'm going to make us a sweet but sugar-free version of our pirate stew. Quick. So we hope I get this in 10 minutes. You've seen me, you've seen who I am. Now I'm going to show you my hands. I'm going to show you what I'm putting in. We've got a sweet bell pepper. I've used the whole thing, but you can use half. I like my bell peppers. We've got 2 garlic cloves, a medium onion. We've got some dates, and that's going to be our sweetness. And what we want also is some heat to it. So what you've got here is Maggie's original chili sauce. Beautiful. Someone once described it as luminous orange sauce. Well, that's what's going to go into this. So I'm going to show you my pan and my hands now. So what we've got here is my pan. It's on the heat. It's warm. So what I've got here is my oil. We have this recipe for pirate stew on our website at www.maggies-exotic-foods.com. Okay, so I've got my oil and I'm warming it up a little, but I'm not going to warm it up too much because I don't want it to splash. And here I've got my pureed onions. Now for the purposes of this demo, I've separated everything, but you can whisk them all together. In here, I've got my cloves of garlic pureed. They were pureed after the mixed bell peppers, so they've taken on the red color, but trust me, it's garlic. And I'm just going to give those a little stir fry because onion needs to cook. It needs a bit longer to cook than the other ingredients. So I'm going to give it a quick stir fry, get it cooking. I've got my heat on high and our pirate stew is coming along. Now, pirate stew is something that is unique to us. I made it up myself, and so you get unique flavors and tastes. Now, pirate stew, it has a sweetness to it, and in the original recipe I recommended that you use molasses or treacle. That will give it a bit of a burnt sweet flavor, or you can try maple syrup. That will give it some other kind of flavor. But golden syrup was one of the first things that we were going with, or even molasses. That will give it a smoky or a kind of burnt sweet flavor. But for the purposes of today, what I've done is I've got some dates and I've soaked them in water for a while, and then I've whisked them up the same way that I've whisked the onions and the garlic and the peppers. I have whisked them up in a food processor till quite fine. I've done them on a fine program. However, I am a believer in you modifying things. So if you decide you want to try it chunky, it'll be pirate stew, but it'll look different. But there you go. This is our encouragement to you, that you go ahead and try a little something, live a little. So what we've got now is our pepper. So that's a whole pepper. I'm using the whole thing. I want to create quite a thick sauce here. So I'm adding my whizzed up peppers to this, and it'll add to the color as well. You will have to try this, not just see it as a demo, because the smells that are coming through here. Unfortunately, I can show you this, but I cannot help you with that experience. We haven't yet got to the stage where you can get an olfactory experience. Okay, so just a little bit that I wanted to say while this is heating up. So Margaret Ogunbanwo dwi, and dwi'n byw ym Mhenagroes. Dwi wedi dysgu Cymraeg, and o'n i'n meddwl I wneud y demo hwnna drwy Cymraeg, ond dwi ddim yn siŵr am un neu dau eiriau. Felly dwi'n mynd I wneud y demo drwy iaith, os dwi'n gallu. So nes I dechrau efo nionyn wedi ei prosesu dwi clove o garlig, wedyn dwi wedi adio pupur melys, okay? And mae'n cwcio ar hyn o bryd. So a peth nesa, the next thing that we want to do is add your tipping back, add a little bit of ginger. So that's about a tablespoon of sincere, I think it is. So that's ginger for those of you who didn't get what I said there. We've added a little bit of ginger. And what we're going to do, the great thing about this is all based on our pirate stew. So we're not just going to add a little bit of pirate stew, we're going to actually live a little here, okay? Oh, the smell of that is absolutely amazing. But here's one I had earlier. So we're going to put a whole heap of pirate stew spice in there. So I'm going for about a tablespoon of pirate stew, and that wasn't enough. So I'm going to just borrow a little more from this wonderful packet we have here. Nes I deud ar cynta, ti'n gallu prynu pirate stew ar y we o www.maggies-exotic-foods.com. A stew in Africa is not like what we have here. It's not like a casserole. The base of a stew, it usually starts with a bit of fat of some description. Then we add whizzed up or chunky or less chunky vegetables to it. So our stew is kind of what you'll call a curry. So heddiw ma, then in neud pirate stew curry a deud y gwir. Okay, so that is cooking. Mae'n cocio yn da iawn. It's cooking really nicely. It's beginning to smell wonderful. Now the thing is with my pirate stew, then ni'n gor'o adio chili. We have to add chili to give it that African thing. I've added about a teaspoon and a half, 2 teaspoons of chili on there. Now, if you were from Western Nigeria, Western Africa anywhere, you would be cooking food with lots of heat in it. But, okay, this is pirate stew. The pirate stew itself is not too hot. You can determine the level of hotness you want. Os da chi isio adio tipyn bach o sili neu adio mwy, mae'n dibynnu on your taste, okay? There you go. So while that's cooking up nicely, what we want to do now is add our sweet element. So what I've got here is my dates that have been whizzed up. They're soft with water, so I'm going to add about 60 grams of dates or something like that. It depends on how sweet you want them. Remember that having absorbed water, it's not just the dates here, but you don't have to use dates. I've used raisins in the past, I've used golden syrup, but I really want to make this vegan, sugar-free version for us today. You are welcome to come and join me to taste it at the end. So I've got that in, that's cooking up nicely, that's really thick. So what we want now is our stock. I have about 120 mils of stock there, and we finish this off with coconut milk. That is actually fab. This is a high coconut milk content coconut milk. You have different ones on the market. This one is more than 69% coconut milk, and it just adds that creamy loveliness to what we're cooking up here. And because our version is suitable for vegans and vegetarians today, all I'm going to do to finish it off is add a little bit of, well, a lot of frozen veg. You can use any sort of veg, but this is a quick one. Like I said to you, we're going for a quick version. Here I have they were frozen mixed veg. I have defrosted them in the fridge, and I'm just going to add this here. Now I'm going to serve this up with Malawi Kilombero rice. Now, I'm a rice connoisseur. I grew up on rice. I have eaten all kinds of rice. Malawi Kilombero rice tops them all. It is an absolutely buttery rice. It is short grain, and it is so full of loveliness. And just imagine this on a bowl of Malawi Kilombero rice. So what I'm going to do on your behalf, beth dwi'n mynd I wneud, I just sgael flas bach. I'm just going to have a little taste. And in the traditional African way, you just touch the edge of that part of your hand right on there, okay? And I'm going to have, I cannot lie, it is absolutely lovely. There it is, bubbling away. Because the veg have been defrosted, it's not going to take much else to cook, and to be honest with you, it is ready to serve. So I'm going to finish it off with a sprinkling of salt, but it doesn't need much because the salt, the stock seems to have added enough of the saltiness that we want. And there you have it, folks. Pirate stew a la Maggie. I hope you have enjoyed this demo, and I hope you go on and try your own pirate stew. Go and order this, or order the pirate stew. You have a pirate stew hamper which has your coconut milk, your spice, your hot sauce, everything you need to make this, and you add the fresh ingredients. You can also add chicken, you can add fish, you can live a little with this, but make sure you also try this with some Kilombero rice. So once again, on the edge of the palm, doesn't hurt as much as you think, doesn't hurt at all, really.